drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad if you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form. It's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself, if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem, is if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about everything under the sun, from sobriety, addiction, depression, balance, and life. My name is Kyle Gray. We're live twice a week, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesdays and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sundays. How's everybody doing out there in the world of quarantine? I hope everybody's staying inside, only going outside unless you have to. Unless you want to take a walk around the block, there's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, big times, big crazy times these days, to say the least. Amy, I'm sorry to hear that your colleague passed away due to the corona. That's rough. It's pretty harrowing and sobering when you find out something like that has happened. It really connects you to this whole thing on a whole nother level. So definitely understand how that could be difficult. But our exec chef did a GoFundMe for all of us recently, and the check I got was more than I anticipated, so I sent back a lot to the GoFundMe for him for now. That's amazing. Hell yeah. That's incredible. Give and you shall receive. I feel that's a good mantra to live by. But yeah, I mean, these are wild times we're going through. California extended their stay-at-home 3 more months, so this is going to be going on for an extended period of time now. I'm personally not really that surprised. If anything, I'm kind of impressed that California took that step, because a lot of other states seeming like they were kind of preemptively opening up when that wasn't really the safest thing to do, it seems. And really, this whole quarantine in general has taught me personally just to sit with a lot of uncomfortable feelings and how to really truthfully do that. I think if you really look at this period as an opportunity rather than something that's detrimental to your lifestyle, you can use it to further yourself in any situation, whether that be personal, health, financial. If you utilize what's happening in the universe and use it as a tool to push yourself further, then you can practically utilize anything going on in your life to do that. It's always healthy to take the perspective of not being a victim in a scenario, but using a situation to really push yourself to get to the next level, however painful it might be. Because, most of the things that happen to us in life are not going to be the things we realistically wanted firsthand. It's not going to be like, oh, this was the ideal thing. If we had all the ideal thing, we'd all be millionaires on yachts and never working and have 1,000 people under us and being curing the world of cancer and feeding starving children. But that's not the case. A lot of things in life happen unexpected, like this coronavirus, and it sets a lot of people back. A lot of people lose their lives, unfortunately, and it's not ideal in the least sense. But if you can utilize it to really push yourself in some way, that's the healthiest thing that I think you can do in a situation like this. And I honestly think there might be a time even in the future when we all look back at this and we miss this period of time and we really look at it. And I hope a lot of people don't do this, but I think people might look back at this period and regret not taking more advantage of the time that they had, because there's going to be little times in your life like this where the world stops and you're allowed to really just sit with you. And you're kind of forced to do that. You're kind of forced just to sit with who you are as a person. There's no outside distractions. They're very minimal. You can try to distract yourself as much as possible, but the immediate ones that we usually have in our day-to-day life of jobs, hanging out with friends, the outside world, they're really numbed at this point. So I think utilizing that to really sit with yourself is a great tool. And them prolonging this stay at home another 3 months, if anything, is fantastic for me personally, because I'm just going to continue to go down that path of growth, whether it's personal, whether it's health, whether it's this channel, battle rap. Even though battle rap is kind of put on halt and the big shows are put on halt, there's still ways we can do it. There's still ways we can creatively do this art form. And I would rather not look at it like, I give up. This is so hard. This sucks. 2020 is such a piece of shit, you know? Like, I'd rather look at it as like, here are the challenges that this year is bringing to me. How can I utilize them to become better and bigger and make this work? Because that's going to happen no matter what. People around you, all the people you care about are going to die. People are going to leave you that you don't want to leave you. Like, there's going to be extreme challenges that you face in your life. And I think if you look at this as another challenge to get around and use it to level yourself up, it will make your life that much better. So I'm really not that surprised that, I mean, I guess I am surprised that they did another 3 months just because other states weren't. But if anything, I think it's the right decision to do. And I'm not like scared or nervous or like, you know, I have no anger towards that. If anything, I think it's a great thing. Sure, like I want like the world to open up again and the economy to surge back and all those things, of course. But guess what? It's not in the cards right now. It's not possible. So, yeah. And how's everybody doing out there? What do you guys want to discuss today? Talk about? On a lighter note, can you predict who's going to have the most fire scheme or 16 about the current situation? Love from the UK, bruv gang. Mr. Bradlers. I don't know. No idea. Rum Nitty probably. How about that? You heard of Jerry Stiller's death? Yep. R.I.P. Jerry Stiller. I just watched an outtakes of him with Elaine where he was like making her break character 100 times. Very charismatic and warm individual, to say the least. What do I think about caffeine? I believe I have a caffeine addiction problem. I feel like really down and under until I consume an energy drink or coffee almost every day. I mean, you can get addicted to anything, period. So, I myself definitely had a caffeine addiction. I used to drink a lot of energy drinks when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, a ton. So much that, like, there was one time I drank an energy drink and went to the gym and I broke out in hives. And I, like, didn't really know what it was. Then the only thing I could deduce was it was the energy drink that I drank. And then that weekend I went to San Diego on a trip and I drank one and the same thing happened. I broke out in hives again. And, you know, that's not because of caffeine per se. Energy drinks are filled with horrible things. Like, you look on the ingredients list and, like, you're like, I don't even know 3/4 of what this is. And I'm drinking it and putting it in my body. It's like clear liquid in this can that's, like, just a bunch of chemicals. You could be drinking bleach for all you know, It's as long as it, like, tastes okay and it's, like, gives you energy. But, yeah, caffeine is definitely an addiction. I actually stopped drinking caffeine almost a year ago when I first started the show, which in July will be a year. I think around the third episode, somebody suggested in the chat that we all need to like quit something, and I was kind of running out of things to quit. You know, I'm sober, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any sort of like drugs, quote unquote. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I could quit coffee because I drink coffee every day. Sometimes I drink 2 cups a day, and I don't need it. It's not something that's necessary in my life. So I cut it out, and to be real, I feel a million times better. I never, like, of course, when I smell it, I'm like, oh man, that smells so good. It would be like a nice treat. And that's fine every now and then if you could have like a treat. That's the same thing as like having a slice of cake every now and then. It's like those little slices of enjoyability in your life is what gives it the pleasure. And that's why it makes it so pleasurable to have those every now and then, is because you're not having them every single day. But I haven't drank coffee in a year, and I never feel a dip in energy ever. I don't even drink green tea. I don't drink anything that has caffeine in it. And I don't ever feel like this energy lull that people are afraid that they'll feel if they don't drink coffee. It's like, or any caffeine. It's like, that's not the case. If you eat healthy, eat a lot of vegetables, fruit, you'll be fucking fine. Drink a lot of water, you'll be good. Get outside, get some sun, you'll be A-okay. I don't want to shine light on him, but would you snitch on people who weren't loyal to you to avoid prison? I really have no room answering that. I'm not from the street lifestyle. But I will tell you guys this, like there was I could tell you a story like this is kind of a long story, but like basically I was out in Vegas a long time ago for my little brother's friend's 21st birthday, and this was back when I was drinking a lot, and we wound up at a strip club because that's what every stupid group does in Vegas. Is they end up going to a strip club, and my homie's girlfriend at the time, she's really into just striking up conversations with anybody at bars, mostly to get attention. It is what it is. And so she like, we were standing like farther apart, and she was on the end of the row, and she was like, Kyle, come over here. And I thought she like, I was drunk at the time, and I was like, I thought she just wanted me to meet this guy that she was talking to. I don't know. And so I go over there, and he's like wasted. This fool's like super drunk. And then he's like, I told your friend she should get on the stage. And then I'm like, I don't think that's how it works, man. And I was like not being a dick or anything. I was just like drunk and like, you know, having a good time. Like, hey, how you doing, bro? And then he like is all, you know, when people are like being aggressive and they're like kind of hitting you when they're talking to you. He was like poking me in the chest, but I didn't really think anything of it. He's like, two times. And I was like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? And then he looks at some other guy that's in the chair, and he's like, two times to this guy. And this guy gets up and he's like, what? And I look away and I'm like, man, I don't know what this guy is saying. And as I look away, this dude punches me. This is the only time I've ever been punched in the face. He punched me so hard and so good. I'm really lucky he missed my nose. He hit me in the tooth, like right here. I think I got knocked out for like a millisecond, because all I heard was like, I didn't even feel anything. It's just like a fucking huge impact on my face. Then I literally went flying through the air. Like he scorpion uppercutted me like through the roof. I go flying through the air, land on a glass table, break the table. There's like glass everywhere. All these like strippers and people are screaming. And he hit me and then hit the other dude that he like talked to and then booked it. And so I'm like, whoa, I'm like, I just got hit so hard. And it's so crazy because my initial reaction isn't even like anger. I'm not even like, oh, I gotta fuck this dude up. Where is he? He hit me. I'm just like, God, I'm like dazed. I'm like, wow, that was nuts. That dude, like, I feel like a dump truck hit me in the face. That was crazy. And then I'm like, oh, my face is probably super fucked up right now. My little brother runs and grabs ice. And, so whatever happens, like, I guess the bouncers, catch him on the way out. And they kind of rough him up, and there was cops there for some reason. Like, cops just happened to be there, and the cops are trying to throw him into the back of the police car. And whatever happens, so the club owner comes up to me and this other dude that got hit, and the other guy's like really mad. I'm not really that pissed because it's like, what really happened? He punched. It's not like he hurt like anybody I was with, my family. He just hurt me, and that's like not a big deal. And this other dude's like irate. He's like, can you get me in a room where I could fuck him up? And I'm just like, God, I'm like, damn fool, like, he just hit you. He just punched you. Like, what? Like, let's let it go, kind of. And the more I was thinking about it, the more I kind of like started to feel sorry for this guy and like sort of like empathize with him, because it's like this fool is like not only probably drunk, but he's probably on some sort of drug, like speed or something. He's alone at a strip club. He's in a state of mind that he would punch some stranger for like absolutely no reason and punch another stranger. And then now he's going to go to jail. Like, and I guess like the cop came up to me and the cop was like, do you want to give a statement? Do you want to press charges? And I said, no, because I don't want to press charges. I don't fucking want, like, I feel like no anger towards this guy. Like, I wasn't pissed at him before he punched me. After he punched me, it was like, sure, it hurt. My lip swelled up, but it was like, honestly, not a big deal. Like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, who fucking cares, man? Like, push your pride aside. And I said no, and basically they said, well, we need you to write down what happened anyways because he's going to jail. He kicked a cop in the face as we were trying to get him in the back of the police car. And so they like took me outside, like had me write down what happens, which is pretty much giving a statement. And like took pictures of my face and my shirt was all ripped up and blah, blah, blah. But in a way, I guess I like gave my statement and said what happened. But if it was up to me, like, and I never went to court for this. I never like, they sent me like something in the mail saying like you could come in and stuff like that. I never did. Just because it's like, I don't know. I just feel like that whole like not talking to the cops is something that's ingrained in a lot of people at an early age. I was kind of always taught that you just don't talk to the police ever, you know, unless there's like a very good reason to, which I can't really think of one, to be honest. I've never, honestly, to be real with you guys, I've never been in a situation where the police have made the situation better. There's never been a situation I've been in where the cop showed up and I'm just like, oh man, this improved. You saved the day. If anything, whenever I've been in any situation and the police and law enforcers showed up, it's always made the situation more extreme or worse. So yeah, a long-winded answer. Yeah, so I don't think so. But yeah, that's my story. Any updates of merch, hoodies, the purple and black tees, tanks, Amy? So we're gonna get hoodies in possibly by next week. Now I don't know though. Now that LA is supposed to be closed for another 3 months, we were supposed to have everything be opened again on the 15th, and I've been talking to the printing place, which has had an order in since April or March actually. I've ordered hoodies as far back as March. And yeah, so I'm just waiting on them to reopen essentially. They hit me up with an email saying that they could like try to make it happen if I wanted it before the 15th, and I wrote them back saying that I value their health more than getting hoodies out. Like, you know, I'd rather they like don't work if they don't have to, you know. So that's the update. Essentially, I'm supposed to get them next week, but I don't know with this quarantine and the delay. So we'll have to see what happens. Yo, HWULA. Voila. Graduating college this week. I'm excited. Congrats on that, my friend. That's big. How are you so aware of white privilege, and what was your first revelation when you realized that you were privileged? You speak so much about this here and there. I don't know if anyone ever asked. I don't really know, man. I don't really. I can't really tell you the first time I was like aware of it, or like if there was like an instant that a light bulb went off. But I mean, being in an art form like hip hop, battle rap, which is a black art form, you get aware of it really fast. And I'm very grateful for being involved in battle rap because it's taught me a lot about that. And being around who I'm around, you just listen. You listen to who you're around. And yeah, I mean, I'm just grateful that I've been around people that were nice enough to teach me from a point of being kind, rather than trying to like make me always be I don't know, just like, you know, it wasn't aggressive the way I was taught. Plus, I also lived with a black family for a while. Like my ex-girlfriend is mixed and her mother was black, and I lived with them for 5 years. And so dating her and living with, you know, her mother, and her mom's family is all black. So yeah, I got aware of it really fast. And that's why I talk about it a lot. It's something that I'm very aware of, and especially being in an art form like battle rap, I'm extremely aware of. So I always want to respect that. So. But yep. Experience is everything. Indeed. Experience is everything, and belief is the only thing that matters. Hey Ava, one episode or even now, can you let us know what tech and gadgets you need to put on a Ruiner Day show with multiple people? Basically, you need a camera, you need a encoder, and if you're talking about multiple people as in different cameras, then you need some sort of switcher to switch between the cameras. But I'm assuming you're talking about like with different webcams. And what I would say is to go after Zoom and then use OBS to connect multiple webcams. But yeah, I know the quarantine is not easy and ideal, and I know that especially sobriety is a really tough time. A tough thing to deal with, as well as depression, anxiety, all these things with quarantine. But I will say that I think that this is a if you look at it like a challenge and something that is working for you rather than against you, will really improve your perspective of the entire thing. I got really over even thinking of a light at the end of the tunnel with this. Like, if anything, I've kind of just adopted as this is the new way that I live. You know, I go live every day. I film battles on my roof, and I work out and I read, and I edit a lot of battles. I'm more busy than I've ever been, to be honest with you guys, and I think my work-life balance is really in a really good place. So I think if you just look at it like that, then that would be a healthy perspective. Watch the movie Platform on Netflix, write it down, speaks subtle messages about greed, caste systems, addiction, and religion, and it's a psychological horror. Desi, I also want to echo what you're talking about coming from like your parents being slightly racist. I feel like that's something that's ingrained in our parents' generation. Racism is human. Basically, our parents and their parents' came from a much different time, much different lifestyle than any of us do now. If you think about it, our parents lived in a time that racism, misogyny, addiction, all that stuff was pretty much normalized. Talking about any issues that deal with mental health, depression actually was cast aside. Even talking about sexuality was really like ostracized too, like villainized. Like anybody that was homosexual or gay was like straight up like a witch, you know? It's like, it's really insane to even think about that, you know? Oh, you're gay? Like, it's like, that's like a thing. That was like a thing in our parents' generation, you know? Or like even further, it's like being a different skin color. So it's like, we're coming from like a vastly different mindset than our parents were. So I think it's pretty wild to think about that. And also when you think about they were the people that taught us. They're the people that taught us who to be ourselves. So it's like there's going to be a lot of reworking, and most of the things you rework as an adult are the things that you learned as a child. So something like white privilege, racism, homophobia, misogyny, even me, like addiction, like my temper, a lot of things are things that I learned as a kid and how I was raised, and I'm working through them now as an adult to see like the foundation of the things I learned as a child and all the things that sit on top of that as an adult, you know, working through the foundation. There's a fact that normalization impacts a mindset, but there's also something to be said for new times and knowledge and internalizing that. Yep, that's very true, Amy. My immigrant family is racist towards black people. I've tried to change it and became the outcast. I now don't talk to my family because we don't relate and I hate their negativity. I don't want to blame them, but they're adults and adults change. No. Robbie, yeah, I mean, like, I definitely wouldn't, like, advocate not talking to your family at all, but adults do change, you know. The thing is, our parents are very stubborn. Our parents are extremely stubborn in every way. I've talked to all the people I know, their parents are all stubborn in some way. But I can see change in everybody, and I can see people shift their ideology, their belief system over time. And my parents have changed a massive deal, even in this past 2 years with like my personal growth, you know. And it's like, I never think it's like, oh, you're just set in your ways. Like, that's the worst mindset to adopt for anything, for anybody. Oh, that's how he is. It's like, no, that's not true. Nobody is just how he is. Somebody learned that, and they continue to do that. They can break that character. They can improve, you know. It's never, that's just how you are, you know. It's not like it's not like an arm that you chop off and you never grow back. It's like you can always grow as a human being, no matter what age you are. It's not impossible. I would recommend to try to travel if you can. It opens your eyes so much. Definitely agree with that. Traveling and trying new things, learning new cultures, having new experiences is ideal. It's really wild because it's like, you know, I've traveled with people that haven't really traveled before, and it's really interesting having traveled with people that travel a lot and they just want to try anything. They're open to everything. They're open to go and do anything and like try any food. And then you travel with somebody that hasn't traveled before, and they think they know everything. You know, they think that I don't want to try that because I know it's weird and I don't like it. And it's like, well, you haven't ever tried that. How do you know you don't like it? Just try it, and then you can decide afterwards, you know? But yeah, I definitely think traveling and just trying new things and learning about new cultures is super, super important. My parents are stubborn and mind-programmed, even though it's clear that Bill Gates is a psychopath trying to vaccine us all. They won't believe it unless their favorite news channel tells them. Yeah, I mean, the news is an interesting thing today. It's like the news concentrates way more on mob mindset than actual solutions to our problems. If anything, I think the news is kind of like a dangerous thing to like always ingest, because you're just ingesting one opinion, and it's always sensationalized. It's made to hook you in, made to fearmonger, all these terrible things, you know, like, I don't know. I never personally watch the news and feel better about myself at all. You know, if anything, like even when I go on Twitter and I like read the news through Twitter, I don't even feel very good. And that's not to say that it's like because there's bad stuff going on in the world, because there has been bad stuff going on in the world for as long as we've been on this planet. Forever. If anything, we're in the most peaceful time in human history. But it's like just focusing on pure mob mentality and always like, that's the bad guy. Nah, that's the bad guy. This is the bad guy. This is the true bad guy. This is what's really going on wrong. Oh, the virus. Oh, well, if you're not worried about the virus, we got fucking murder hornets. It's like, you know, it's always the next big thing. If you guys remember, like, do you guys remember when killer bees were a thing from Africa when we were growing up, and they were supposed to kill us all? And, you know, it's like how there's always been the next thing to really, like, canonize and weaponize to use as a business model to get viewers just stuck into the news. So, yeah, I definitely limit my news intake if, honestly, I don't read it at all. Like, if anything, I'll check some facts here and there, like, okay, like how many people have passed away from the virus, blah, blah, blah. Like, is LA actually, like, you know, pushing the stay at home for 3 months? But I just stopped going on, like, all the news websites because it's not healthy. At the end of the day, that's just how I feel personally. I don't feel it's a healthy thing to ingest. It feels very much like fast food. It feels like mental fast food. I've lived in Tokyo for 3 years and the news is totally different. Well, that's incredible. How's Tokyo? That's badass. You did a science fair project on Africanized killer bees. That's dope. That's hella dope. Local radio and local newspapers tend to be less fear-mongering and more championing. Yep, I can see that. If you should check out Good News Movement on Instagram, some nicer news stories that actually make the world seem a little nicer. JT Flynn, I'll do that. What was it to you? What question did you ask? Is that really your question? Was it to you? Where I got my hair cut? Where is it? Really? That's what you want to know? I don't know what I call this. That's funny. Thank you, man. That's very flattering. I go usually to this barber in Santa Monica. They're all Latino, and I love that about them. And they used to have like a bench, like a bar up like in the top. So it's like, and I kind of like it because like a lot of them don't even speak English, which is like hella fucking cool. But nah, I don't know, this haircut isn't called anything. It's just like I get a fade and then I take 2 inches off the top. So I wouldn't call it anything. Maybe a mullet. No, I'm kidding. Do you think there could ever be a gay battle rapper? Sam, there already is. There already is one that's homosexual. I forgot his name, but he battled Yoshi on RBE. You guys should go check it out. It's actually a really, really good battle, like very good. And I think he does really well. And I don't see any reason why there could not be a gay battle rapper or a gay rapper in the future. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Tyler, the Creator, come out, or was that like a joke? I know he's like extremely satirical, but I don't think that would be an issue. I just did a whole project on women, LGBTQ in battle rap. Didn't dude battle twerk? Yeah, probably. Why haven't we seen me try battle rapping? Well, I did try battle rap back in 2001, and I was horrible at it, and that's why you haven't seen me try since. Because I have no desire to get in front of somebody and rap. I don't even rap, period. I can freestyle like a goofball every now and then, but that doesn't mean I like enjoy rapping. I know my place. Hey Plus, what up? How did I come up with the name Ruin Your Day? Thank you, appreciate it. I'd be the only person here who'd be hyped to see Lush One return to battle rap. Now, was it to you? I would be extremely excited when he returns too. I'm so glad he's away and improving himself. Like, I'm really, really proud of him, and when he comes back, it's gonna be phenomenal. So, I see you be rapping more and more when this mixtape drop in the future, man. In the future. Lush was always fire, man. But Ruin Your Day, the name came from going down wormholes of YouTube. I don't know if you guys ever do this, but you like end up on YouTube and you end up watching a video, and then you end up watching another video, and then soon you're watching like how like what the Fermi paradox is. And then you're like, why am I watching this? And then you're like, ooh, 10 unsettling facts about space. And then you watch that whole video, and then you're like, what is Europa's surface made of? And then I'm like, man, it's like 2 a.m. and I've just been watching videos about space for the past 3 hours. Ruined my day. So that's like the idea behind it, is like the channel is like literally a wormhole for you to get sucked down and for it to ruin your day. Plus I just like a term on a channel that you could like put on a shirt, has nothing to do with battle rap, and it's just cool. Like that phrase, ruin your day, is just like a tight phrase. I like it. Amy, does anyone have any easy quarantine meals they'd like to share? Happy to share my Instagram or Twitter to have the longer convo, but it seems like cooking for ourselves is a common denominator at the moment. Amy, I agree. Everybody's been cooking more. I know that you're incredible at cooking. Amy sends me pictures of stuff she bakes all the time. She's a magnificent baker. I haven't had bread in a really long time, and every time she sends me a picture, I want some sort of carb-filled thing. But me personally, I mean, I'm like not that good at cooking at all, if good at all. But every day I just make brown rice and like steamed vegetables and garlic shrimp. That's all. That's like what I make every day. And then for dinner, I'll have that again, or I'll make soup of some kind with a bunch of vegetables. Ramen is tight. Yeah, John Cooper. I've been kind of like sort of paying attention to Elon Musk and Bill Gates. Sort of not though. But yeah. I have a burrito. I'm gonna send you the recipe for that I made today. It's 100% for you. Let's go. I'm down. I'm hella down to try some new things. I think that's like what this quarantine is all about, is trying new stuff. Breaking new ground, you know? And cooking is another thing that's like extremely therapeutic. It's like cleaning. Cooking, there's nothing like making something new for the first time and it being good. It's like super rewarding. It's really awesome. It's super therapeutic. It's really cool. Do I believe in paranormal like ghosts? Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't discount it. I think anything's possible. I think that there's a lot of things that we don't know, that I don't know, that I can't explain. So it's like I would never categorize something as like ghosts are real, you know, but it's like I'm sure there's like some pretty wild things that people have experienced that you can't really explain with our current knowledge of the physical realm. So I think there is something beyond what we know. And if you want to say that's ghosts, sure. I don't disbelieve it at all. Oh yeah, I believe in a parallel universe, of course. I subscribe to a recipe food box called Good Food. and I've been trying and making so many new recipes a week. Avo, you said that you're not religious in terms of AA, but explain your outlook and spirituality. Like, man, you guys are going everywhere today. Amy, first of all, is Good Food the thing that you sent me to that I'm signed up for now? Oh, yeah. Okay, it's not. What is the thing that you sent me? I thought it was called Good Food. Am I tripping? Top 3 list of... No, oh, it's Imperfect Food. Should we plug that on here? Because that is pretty incredible. So Amy sent me a thing that I think everybody should sign up for called Imperfect Foods. And basically what it is it's a subscription, a grocery subscription that they send you weekly, and they send you a box of food. And it's food that's extremely cheap. It's usually food that can't be sold in grocery stores. Like, you know, a lot of times when they get produce in a grocery store, they'll get like a potato that has like, I don't know, like a weird edge, and they'll throw it out because people won't buy it. So it's foods like that, but it's sold dirt cheap. Like the box I'm getting tomorrow is like, I think like $23, and it's gonna be filled with produce. It's like, can't really do that at a regular grocery store. So it's called Imperfect Foods. Highly suggest everybody go check it out. It's incredible. Amy put me onto it. It's really dope. And it's really healthy. Yeah, exactly. It's all organic stuff. So it's a food box. But yeah. As far, yeah, I'm getting it tomorrow. I was on the wait list, but I guess tomorrow is when the first one's coming. So I'm gonna get it. But yeah, there's a lot. Desi's also saying the same thing. There's a lot of others called Good Food, Hello Fresh, that send you basically ingredients and then the recipe to make things. And I think that's a very, very amazing thing for people. I'm actually trying to put my parents onto it, but HelloFresh actually doesn't deliver to where my parents live. And my parents live in a suburb of Denver. It's like a very big town, you know? It's crazy. What's up with the quality of YouTube's today? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh yeah, the John Cooper show. Hit up Amy though. That's dope. It's really cool. As far as spirituality, if we want to get into that discussion, I have no firm beliefs in spirituality. I was raised Christian, and the issue, I'm trying not to say the problem with that, but the thing with that is that when you're raised a certain way, when you start to get older and question things, and you start to kind of get enticed by other options, basically there's always this voice in the back of your mind telling you that you're wrong for not believing in God, because that's what you were raised as. Like even as a teenager, when I would get comfortable enough to say I don't believe in God, there'd be this voice in the back of my mind being like, you're wrong. There is a God. You were raised, that's evil and wrong to say there's not a God. But obviously as I got older, I don't believe in the Christian belief system. I don't align myself with it, and I don't really align myself with any religion per se, but I do believe that the universe is a powerful thing that I don't really have any concept of. I'm not discounting that there could be a higher power, but I think that the universe works in ways towards us. And I believe in energy. I really do believe in energy and synergy. I believe in manifestation. I believe in thinking things into existence. I believe in us being connected somehow. And that's my spirituality. I believe in the universe, essentially. I don't know if what you would call that. And I'm open to believing in anything and being taught anything, really. But as far as religions, I don't align myself with any. Do I believe in life after death? I think that I don't know. I don't know what I believe, because it's I can't really say, yes, I'm 100% sure that's what happens, because it's I don't know. I don't know what happens, you know? I don't know what happened to me before I was alive. I don't remember the point at when I fall asleep every night. Nobody remembers that shit. You know, it's you just remember, I was asleep and I woke up. I dreamed. I remember my dreams a lot too. But yeah, who knows what happens? I don't believe anything. Like, it could be anything. Part of me believes that that's just it. You die and your mind turns off and boom, that's it. Another part of me believes that consciousness is a big thing that exists in the world, and that conscious energy is just transferred to different things, and that consciousness is always here, and that we can't really see it. So it's like I don't know. I'm like open to a lot of different suggestions for sure. God is energy. Read the Bible with that mind. Omnipresent, omnipotent. Yeah, that's a good point, Desi. That's a good point. I like that. There's a video called A Short Story on YouTube you should check out. It's pretty interesting. We'll check it out, Kevin. Have I done ayahuasca? No, but I wanted to do that this year, and obviously I won't be able to do it this year because 2020's travel situation is pretty wild. But yeah, I mean, I have never done any psychedelics. I've never done anything beyond smoking weed. But ayahuasca is something that's very interesting to me. I think it's a thing that everybody should experience in their life, especially like researching it and hearing people talk about it. It's very, very impressive, and I think that it would just be an amazing experience that I would feel bad if I never did in my life. So you look like Cyclops is lame. You look way more like Wolverine. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm getting very invested in this conversation we're having. It's probably me a welcome distraction from this other project I'm working on, so I'm logging off, and I hope everyone is staying safe and doing okay. HWULA. Appreciate you, my man. Very good talking to you today. Thinking you're completely right in any direction is arrogance. Be even, and psychedelics are medicine. Yeah, word. That's what I'm trying to adopt a mindset of that, of things I don't know. I'm not trying to be like, I know it's this, you know? Even things I think I know, I'm very, very open to being wrong nowadays. I'm still getting used to being wrong and being told I'm wrong, because nobody likes that feeling. It's very uncomfortable, but I think getting more comfortable in being incorrect and being corrected and having some sort of conflict like that makes things wonderful. You can even apply that to relationships. Honestly, I know that there's people out there that are like, oh, like, you guys fought. Like, that's so bad. And we never fight. To me, looking at a couple that never fights, I think there's something there. Not something good. I think there's something bad there. There's something not being met. If you guys aren't having some sort of conflict and growing, I think that there is some complacency that's not healthy. So being corrected and being wrong is a great thing, I think, because you grow from it. You know, you learn, you grow. So yeah. Just wanted to say congrats on the not staying crazy so much. Wild and bananas all the way. JT Flynn, appreciate that. I've been trying really hard, man. Crazy is a word that's very, crazy and insane are very built into my vernacular and my vocabulary. And wild bananas, and trying to just get a bigger vocabulary in general. I read every single day now. Currently, I'm reading the Southern Reach trilogy, which is, if you guys watch that movie Annihilation, Annihilation is based upon that trilogy of books. The first book is called Annihilation. I finished that. I'm on the second book, which is Authority, and the last book is called Acceptance. So I've been getting into reading fiction recently, and I feel like it's helping my vocabulary a lot, hopefully. Disagreeing and fighting indifferent. Yeah, Desi, I think, yeah, exactly. I would take 2 steps back and say people that don't disagree, I guess. They never disagree on things. Fighting, you're right, is not healthy. Straight up fighting. But having a disagreement and a conflict, I think, are healthy. I think that's a healthy thing. So you're right. Fighting and disagreeing are different. Good correction there. Can anyone describe its purpose in a cultural terms? A friend is pursuing psychedelics, and I'm not sure for the right reasons. Things like ayahuasca are a cultural thing. Can anyone describe its purpose in cultural terms? I don't know if I'm the best person to answer that, honestly. As considering I've never done any psychedelics or anything like that. But I would say that, like ayahuasca is not the same as just like, you know, hanging out and doing a random drug. Like it's a experience that pushes you beyond what you currently can see, and it's not like it's not a drug. It's science. Like it's Amazonian science, and that culture has been doing that for decades, if not centuries. I'm probably mistaken, but it's something that's very ingrained into their culture. And I think if you're doing it from the perspective of, I want to have an enlightened experience and learn something from this, I think that's the correct thing to do, rather than just, I just want to fucking like trip, you know? So it's like, it's just kind of about your approach. And I think also if you're approaching it from the perspective of you just want a sensation and you're pleasure chasing, then I think that your experience won't be as gratifying as if you're approaching it from, I really want to grow and learn from this. So I would say that. The Muffin Man, just starting my new job and my wife wants a second baby and I'm anxious. Any advice for day-to-day's anxiety? Miss the Ruin Your Day Facebook group. Send them my love. Sebastian, what's up? Day-to-day anxieties. Anybody got any advice for Sebastian on how to cope with day-to-day anxieties? My advice is always this for anxiety. You need to get yourself in the right healthy space to then approach anything like anxiety, depression, and that is eating healthy, sleeping good, and getting some form of exercise and reading a little bit. I think if you do those foundational things, I think your approach to anything in your life will be dramatically easier. But anxiety is something that's everybody feels. Everybody feels anxiety. I read some advice on somebody that has anxiety, when they have anxiety about doing something, is to do something badly. Because a lot of people have anxiety about doing something that they feel like they're going to do wrong or mess up. And the advice that this woman gave is to just do it badly, and then you'll do it again better the next time. So yeah. I've been dealing with anxiety big time beyond physical health, which Avo just outlined. I have some links to send you that I think will be very impactful. Hell yeah, Amy. That's a bit more than day-to-day anxiety. That's a big life decision. If you're not ready for a second baby, then it feels it needs to be discussed. Also agree with that. G. Golly Willikers, good advice for marriage. Screw it the first time. Yeah, that's not what I meant, but, try it. If you're afraid of, you can't be afraid of relationships because you think you're going to fuck up. Nobody gets anything right the first time. I don't think I met anybody that had got their first relationship correct. And if I did, I was like, something might be there. So, I saw a video a while ago where you invited Illusion Z for the drug type battle rap video. How is he doing these days? He was fire back in the day. Would be dope to have him on the watch episode. Was it to you? Of course. Illusion's gonna be back. We have another themed battle lined up with him. We've just been not doing it because of the quarantine, but he'll be back, and we're gonna do another battle with him. So should be good. Gut ecology makes a huge difference. What is the John Cooper Show? What is gut ecology? But yeah, Sebastian, that sounds just like Desi said, a big life decision. Okay, and it's also healthy to have be nervous about something like that too. All big things you should be somewhat nervous about. I think that's healthy to have a small sense of nervousness. Gut ecology, as in not too acidic. Yo, I'm literally the fridge. My girlfriend and I are doing better now. Thank you for your advice, Avo. Well, hell yeah, fridge. You're literally still the fridge, bro. I'm glad to hear that, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. Probiotics, not too acidic. So yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Just like, I've been saying that preaching good diet is such an important thing. Plays so much into everything. Do I got a middle name? Yeah, my middle name is Christopher. My full name is Kyle Christopher Gray. Hell yeah, I'm always going to be the fridge. Well, that's what's good in the world. I'm named after a football player, I think. I have no idea who. But all the men in my family, also, we all have the same initials. So I have 2 younger brothers, and my dad all have KCG. My father's name is Ken. My brother's names are Keefe and Kipling. And their middle names start with C. So. No, all jokes aside, yeah, man, raising more than one child can be crazy because you got to devote a lot more time, and it's also good for children to grow with siblings. Yeah, of course. Keefe is spelled Keefe. Yeah, he's got the wild name. Then Kipling. So yeah, the Gray Boys, we're a bunch of lunatics. I love the KCGs, like Avo's initials. Word up. But yeah, everybody, I'm going to wrap this up because I got to do a round for round. We're doing John and Ilmac. So we're on the bracket 2 of the series. And yeah, I just want to let everybody know that we're all doing good. We're all getting through this. Always happy to chat with you guys. And I appreciate all the advice everybody gives me in the chat. I appreciate everybody reaching out. Yeah, I love Rune an Hour. I'm going to continue to do them. It's coming up almost on my 2 years of sobriety in July. So I think I'll do something special for that once that hits. And I hope, excuse me, I hope everybody's just staying safe out there. Having a good mental mind state on everything. And yeah, keep doing the thing, everybody. Keep being positive. All right, peace out.